Check, check. Test, test. 1, 2. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Joe Woolweaver Park in Spencer, West Virginia. We are on Route 19, or 119, Charleston Road, just past the State Road Garage, walking trail for St. John's, whatever you want to call it, in between Spencer and Roane County High School. And we are here to celebrate and to prepare ourselves to get fired up for Roane County High School Raider football playoff action whenever that may be. I am Andrew Miller. I'll be joined here in just a little while by John Penna and, of course, Coach Paul Bdet. The boys right now practicing at the high school and getting set for the trip over here to Joe Woolweaver Park. It is going to be a very fun night. Handy Mart of Spencer, A.B. Childress, and the rest of the crew at Conserve, they have done a bang-up job. Did this last year, and they have outlived that one or outdone that one this year. There are so many things going on. I'd like to show you guys. We are under the pavilion here in at the park, and I'm going to show you just on our clock cam normally. This is just the picnic canopy here, and they've got food, they've got hot dogs, some other drinks and stuff for the general public. All this stuff is free. There's a lot of people here already. If you look to our right, they've got a really neat, what do you call that? Wonder Wall Events 360 picture-taking device. I'll have to ask the lady over there about that. They've also got DJ here tonight, DJ Dusty Casto. If I could swing the camera up, if you look off into the distance up there, kind of difficult to see there. Yeah, we'll make sure Swolby, who is with me here tonight, let me get the clock cam back off here. Swing that over and show them up in the distance where the actual bonfire is going to be. If you see those lights up there, that is where the DJ Dusty Casto is, all the way up there off of the distance. They're going to do a bonfire up there as we did last year. The fans have come out in droves already. This thing began. In fact, it begins officially right now. People started rolling in here, though, at about 5:30. So this place has been swamp-packed, and it's been a great, great night already. And people are out and about. They are really excited about this Roane County football program. Undefeated for just the second time in regular season action in school history. They did it a couple of years ago, went into the playoffs, got a couple of games in the playoffs, defeated Weir in the opening round, and then lost a barn burner a couple of years ago to North Marion by a score of 14-13. And you can see the 360, what do you call that, 360 camera? Yeah, Ava Bratton's mom running that, and we'll talk with her hopefully at some point here in the next hour about what that is. And this is kind of the first edition of this, first time people have been able to utilize that and have a good time. There's some kids in there right now getting some pictures taken. Again, DJ Dusty is up on the hill, and this is our setting for the Raider Review show, by the way. And, of course, we are going away from our new home, away from home at Route 33 Steakhouse just for tonight. We'll be back there again next week. Now, I've already had a question about the playoffs. We do not know what is going on. One thing I do know is chaos has abound. Obviously, injunctions put in Friday night last week after the final game of the regular season, and then on Saturday a second injunction filed, and then pure chaos because there's injunctions against other injunctions right now. And I know that Well, I think the Supreme Court of Appeals may have been taking a look at that today. I have no word for that just yet. I know as soon as it comes out, I'll try to get that information to you guys. We are not playing this Friday night. That is the one thing I do know. We are not playing football this Friday night. The playoffs from Single A to Quad A are on hold at the moment. Now, they have a situation similar to that in the Single A volleyball state tournament. There was an injunction filed a bit ago, and they have postponed the state volleyball tournament for Class Single A only indefinitely. We don't know what that means. We don't know what's going to happen with that. But I do know Double A, Triple A, and Quad A for volleyball is going on tomorrow because I'll be up there broadcasting it. But other than that, we don't have any updates just yet. I know that this is into the court system. We all hate that it has made it this way. We hate that for the kids that they were supposed to be rolling along and getting ready for a playoff game Friday night, and it's just not going to happen. We've got to wait out the system now, and it is in the hands of the courts. We hope the courts are able to make a decision one way or the other. We want a chance to play football, and we want to make that happen as quickly as possible. The last thing we want is for this thing to drag out and delay for 2-3 weeks, because at that point you're looking at halfway into basketball season. The logistics for that are insane, and we don't know what is going to happen when that comes down. So hopefully we don't have anything like that happening. We hope that we get some good word in the next couple of days, hopefully. That's all I know right now. I have been following Metro News. I have been following everything I can possibly find. There's just no information right now. It's just radio silence when it comes to when Roane County will play, if they will play, and who they will play. If one side wins, then it will be Roane County and Moorfield. If another side wins, it will probably or most likely be Roane County and Chapmanville. There is still a possibility that if something happens at the court system, that Roane County will host West Side. We don't have a clue what is going on just yet. That's all we know, is that we don't know. But nonetheless, that is neither here nor there. We want to invite you guys down here to Joe Woolweaver Park. It is a great night. I'll tell you what, pretty darn good weather. It is going to be a little chilly, so bring some coats and bring some maybe some beanies or something. But they've got food off in the distance. They've got volunteers working on the food. They've got a DJ here. Again, the bonfire is going to happen as well. And the Roane County Raider football team, once they finish with their practice up at the high school field, they're going to make their way over here. I assume it's not going to be just them pulling up individually. Probably going to be a big show with a parade coming through for the Raiders. So hang tight with us, folks. If you have any questions other than related to the actual playoffs, because I just don't know anything, folks, we are down here at Joe Woolweaver Park. We're going to keep checking in randomly, trying to invite people to come out. It's going to be happening from right now, 6 o'clock, until 8 p.m. So we invite you to come out here. The football team will be here probably around 7 p.m. There's plenty of room for parking in the open area around the track, and it's going to be a fun night here tonight. We're just looking forward to having a good time here at Joe Woolweaver Park, getting excited for whenever the Roane County Raiders may take the field again in high school football. But we're here celebrating the undefeated season and looking forward to the playoffs whenever they may take place. Hang tight with us, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying watching the Whirlwind 360, whatever you want to call that thing, device. I'm not exactly sure what it truly is, but it looks really, really cool. I was in it, the Wonderwall events. It's a 360-degree video thing that you can, I don't know how to explain it, but I just tried it. Oh, yeah, don't worry about the sound, folks. I turned it down while I was going to get popcorn and coffee. We are here live, though, at Joe Woolweaver Park, the site of the celebration for Roane County High School Raider football team's second ever undefeated regular season. We are doing a pep rally here. They are doing a bonfire here. There is a DJ here. Dusty Casto is rocking and rolling up at the top of the hill where the bonfire is actually going to be. You see in the front camera there for a second, my buddy John Penna has just rolled in, and we're very, very excited about tonight. There are a ton of people here. This thing officially began 13 minutes ago, but there were people when we pulled up at 5:10. There were people parking and getting ready to go. So it is a fun night. People are excited about this Roane County football team. The only thing that we're waiting on is the stupid lawyers and the stupid court system. Yeah, I'm with you guys there. I'm with you, Mike. This is terrible for the kids, terrible for all of the 48 football programs who at some point we hope are going to get onto the field for the postseason. We just don't know when that is going to happen. We don't have any updates for you at the moment. In fact, right now, while I'm looking at the screen, I am pulling up Metro News to try to find any updates that come through. They'll come through quickly once something is taken care of. The question is, we just don't have an absolute clue as to what is going to happen, when it is going to happen. We just hope for the quickest because all we want to do is get on the football field. John Penny, you are finally here, buddy. I am sure you had trouble finding a parking spot. We got here at 5:10, right? And at 5:10, this thing didn't start officially till 6. At 5:10, there were 4 rows of cars already. People are excited about this program. Everybody's ready except for the court system.
At 5:10, I still had like 4 haircuts to do. Yeah, man, packed house. Kristen dropped me off, so
oh, good call.
That was the deal. She's heading to Glenville to drop some stuff off to Tyson. He's going to wrestle Saturday, so that's exciting for us. But yeah, man, we're just at a standstill with this whole playoff deal. You know, everybody's in the same boat, though. You know, that's just how it is, and
yeah,
take it as it comes, and you know, hopefully they figure something out real soon.
Yeah,
and we're ready to play next Friday.
And again, Roane County, our fate is not in doubt.
Right.
Roane County is in the playoffs. Roane County is hosting throughout. As long as we keep winning, we are at County Stadium until, if by some chance we happen to make it to the final game, that would be at UC Stadium in Charleston. But other than that, we just don't know who we're going to play. Originally on Friday night, John, we had one team on the docket. That was West Side. Then it became Chapmanville quickly after that. And by Saturday afternoon, then it became Moorfield. So there are opportunities, depending on how these things all shake out, that we could play any of those 3 teams, I guess.
I mean, I guess that, and if not, maybe somebody else. You know, it just depends. Not real sure. You know, Katie White did her best research last night and kind of filled us in on a few things. And you know, like I said, it's just our hands are tied, and I hate it for the kids. I hate it for, you know, the whole deal that's going on here. But hopefully they do get it figured out, and then we're able to play this upcoming Friday. Because if not, we're going to start pushing into the winter sports season, and that's no good for anybody. So, yeah.
Well, you know, I'm just looking. So Katie White actually is watching. She said, Statewide Sports Line just said that the SSAC filed the writ of prohibition against the Wood County order. They have scheduled play-in games for Point versus St. Albans, Hampshire versus Capital, pursuant to the Mason County order. However, it is unclear if those games will actually be played this weekend or not. So there is a little bit of information for you all, but we don't know, of course, the official information as far as it's going to happen. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just it stinks for the kids, all the momentum that all the teams had coming into the postseason. Now, as long as it doesn't go another week. Let's say they get this thing figured out quickly, and even if there isn't playing games, they figure something else out. And Roane County is hosting next Friday night. It's just like you got yourself an extra off week to prep and prepare. That's not terrible. Now, if it goes any further than that, though, John, as you mentioned, we're talking about multi-sport athletes. We're talking about not being able to get things scheduled.
Yeah.
Again, there are a lot of things that that are involved in a playoff game, schedule-wise, officials-wise, workers-wise, and if you get to UC Stadium, that might not be available when you need it.
Yeah, just a bunch of different things that could go wrong. One of the things I feel bad about are teams that are coming off of momentous wins, right? Like big wins that got them into the playoffs. They have some momentum on their side. And then you're kind of, you're ready, you're stepping out onto the field Monday. It's kind of how it went. And boom, there you go. You're or Tuesday, and you're kind of at a standstill there. That's what I don't like, because momentum is a big part of the game.
Yep.
And I like when the teams that start figuring that stuff out later towards the end of the season, they get that momentum going, and then they carry that on into the playoffs. Just kind of puts a downer on the whole thing. It kind of feels like that to me.
Well, that's the only thing that could be a downer here tonight, though. You just heard over our shoulders, didn't know that was coming quickly, the Roane County High School Raider Marching Band playing the fight song. That's why everybody started moving out of the pavilion here and over onto the little parking lot right there, the driveway area. As obviously, as we said, let's pull up the clock cam and show you guys. Everybody's kind of filtered out here. They're on the side of the road there. I hope that the band continues to play. We're just waiting for the high school football team to make their way over here. I assume it's going to be kind of a scene. They're not going to do it. They're not going to be like 30 vehicles just roll in for individual kids.
No, I'd say they're probably going to be on the back of a trailer or something, and
I'll tell you couldn't have picked better weather. It's going to be chilly no matter what here in mid-November, but it's pretty nice weather here tonight. Again, it's going to get a lot nicer once that fire gets started. That was something we weren't even sure was going to happen here tonight, was the bonfire. There was a burn ban going on throughout the late part of last week. It had been, again, very, very dry, but then we had a lot of rain come in on Sunday, and maybe that took care of it. I know that I was talking with Amy Childress from Handy Mart and Conserve. She's kind of the backer of this whole thing, and she's got the rest of the crew on board with this thing, and I love that she does this. And she said, hey, if we got to take this all the way up to the governor's office, we're doing it. We're 10-0 for just the second time in school history, and we want to talk about it. We want to be excited about this Raider team.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of cool things going on around us, and like I said, I'm kind of in a whirlwind because I was super busy this afternoon, and drove by and saw that there's a bunch of folks here already, and a bunch of cool different things going on.
Yeah, of course, the 360-degree video machine. I'm going to have to ask her what exactly it is. But again, folks, we're here until 8 o'clock. We're going to go live on the radio at 7 o'clock. We're going to have our Raider review on normal time. We're going to talk about everything that we can find out about the postseason as it is. And we're going to highlight some upcoming stuff when it comes to football, or coming to wrestling, basketball on boys and girls side. And again, we'll talk with Coach Bdet once they all get here. We'll wait and see when that actually happens. Till then, folks, we invite you to come out to Joe Woolweaver Park. It's a celebration for another regular season undefeated for the Raider football team, and it's a pep rally to get excited for the playoffs whenever they may happen.
Are those your lights for me?
Yeah. They had such good lights.
Hey, will you turn that off or else look over on that thing? I don't want to see me chowing down on my foot. Off. super busy. Yeah. Never mind.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hear the sounds of sirens. Get it? Not the sounds of silence, the sounds of sirens. And what that probably means is the Raiders are on their way. Had practice tonight, and I believe they are headed this way. They've got an escort, police and fire alike. That brings me back. Fire trucks and football. Takes me back to 1991,
Right.
when in the middle of the night, after Spencer High School won the state championship in Class AA, the streets were packed in line, and they came in on top of a
Right.
fire department vehicle. Really neat stuff.
That's why Drew is scared of fire trucks till to this day.
If I can get Swolby's attention, I'm going to have you move that camera over to the...
He needs to take some notes from Katie.
We need Katie here. That's what we need. He's trying to do 15 things at once. I feel bad for him. And there they are. They are on the rollback, so it'd be cool if we could get them through town. We had a bit of a false alarm. There was actually a huge, or not a huge, there was a really fast state cop going through.
Yeah.
I think they were not in this parade here.
Nope.
But I love the parade. Love the fact that Roane County comes together for our own.
Yeah, this is awesome. You know, we were able to witness this a couple years back when the undefeated season that we had, and you know, these guys this season just tremendous job throughout. Really turned a corner, I think, after the Polka game. They really focused in, and man, it's just been so much fun.
Boy, Swolby's having all sorts of problems here. Jumping over stuff. He said, I need Katie, please get Katie to me. Speaking of turning the corner, there they go, turning the corner over the bridge. And the Roane County Raider Marching Band right behind us. The fight song going on. And as you see in the front screen, there are the Roane County Raiders. 10-0, undefeated in the regular season, averaging 42 points per game and some change, giving up just 13 and some change per contest. Ranked number 2 in Class AA throughout the season. Hit number 1 for 1 week this year. Coach Paul Bdet mentioned, he said, I don't care what we're ranked at the end of the season.
Right. You want to be where we are right now when it's playoff time.
Home games again throughout the playoffs for Rome County. As long as we continue to win, we will continue to play at County Stadium. Yeah, the opportunity for 3 home contests. And again, the one thing we don't know anything about is when it's going to start and who our opponent is truly going to be. Obviously, we know that it had been very temporarily West Side. Then it was Chapmanville for about a hot minute. And then it was going to be Moorfield. And that was what the SSAC, in fact, put out on Sunday officially as the playoff rankings. And at that point, chaos ensued.
That it did.
You know, and the tough thing about it, John, is if it were only, let's say it was only one injunction, okay, that thing may have been taken care of relatively quickly. The problem you have is you have now multiple injunctions, and you have injunctions that are counter to other injunctions. And so that's where things get chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm one of those guys that the rules are the rules, and you follow them until, you know, it would have been fine to get through the season the way that it was and revisit it in the offseason, but not everybody thinks that way.
Well, you know, I'm with you on that, John. My theory is this, and again, I'm coming at this not knowing anything, just as much as I know as much as anybody else knows, which is basically nothing. The one thing I think about this is, okay, we knew who was going to be where coming into the season. There were those 26 teams that had been reclassified, that reclassified, got approval for it, right?
Yeah.
At that point, no one else said anything else.
Right.
Nobody did. Nobody had anything to say. No injunctions were filed at that point.
Absolutely.
And so it seemed as that means that everybody was okay. All right, well, this may not be the greatest thing in the world, but here's what we have. It's only at the end of the season, once you haven't made the playoffs, that you come back with this.
You're like, wait a minute.
I think a statute of limitations needed to be implemented here. And again, that's just an opinion that I have, because the last thing I want for all the kids is to have to sit around and not know what's going on and just be in limbo. And we don't know how long they're going to be in limbo. I think that's the worst part about this whole deal.
Yeah, it's such a bad look, you know, for the governing, you know, body of the sports there. So hopefully it only takes us a week. That would be my ultimate hope. Yeah. At this point, I'll forgive a little bit more. But if it takes longer than that, I'm not going to be very happy.
I don't think anybody
will be mad.
You know, I look forward to talking with Coach Paul Bdet about this, because we have not had a chance, John, to get his thoughts on this at all, really.
Well, I talked to him the other evening whenever we first found out about it. We were up at the field, and you know, he's like, it is what it is. You know, it's kind of out of his hands, and you know, he'll explain a little bit more tonight. But yeah, he was okay, and of course, knowing Coach Bdet the way we do, you know, sometimes he takes it to heart pretty good. But he was good. He was fine.
My guess is he's going to probably use the coach speak of, I can't control what I can't control. All I control is the focus of my team.
Right.
And hopefully, listen what I say.
Yeah.
And see if that's not what he says. Yeah. Single A volleyball is still being postponed. That is, the last I heard, indefinite. So we don't know if they're going to play next week or not. I'm headed to Charleston tomorrow morning, first thing, to cover Class AA, AAA, and Quad A for the championships. So those three are going on, but there was an injunction filed in volleyball for Class Single A that has held up that tournament as well. Bad look. It just is, no matter what you want to talk about, whether you're on one side or the other, it's just a bad look for all of the higher-ups involved. All right, be it lawyers, be it schools, be it the SSAC, whatever you want to say, it's just a bad look, and the only people that are getting hurt by this are the kids.
Right.
And that's the shame of it. So we're enough about that. We'll talk about that during the actual show. What we're excited about here is the Raider High School football team has shown up. The band has brought them in with the fight song, and now there's fire. Let's go. All I know is there is fire. And as soon as Swobie gets off his phone, I swear, where's Katie when you need her? He said, I'll probably be down here working all night. And he's just on his phone hanging out.
He's playing Fortnite.
He's playing Fortnite or WoW on his phone right now. We, I want you to show the fire. Everybody likes fire. Yeah, there you go. Fire.
Look at that.
I feel like Beavis. Fire. Yeah, so the bonfire has begun, folks. And again, this is all a free event for the public. There's plenty of parking in the lower area where, like inside of where the walking trail is. So you just come down, they'll show you where you need to go park, and then you can come over here. Of course, there is free food. There's drinks. There's popcorn. There's hot dogs.
What?
There's some
There's
other
hot
chips
dogs?
and stuff. Yeah, there's hot dogs.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you better go down and get you one there. Some glizzies. You'll be the glizzy gobbler now. Of course, Krista Casto with Wonderwall Events is here, and she's got this brand new machine that's really neat. I tried it out, John. You'll have to see. I used some cowbell, just so you know.
Oh, yeah. It's on Facebook already.
Oh, that's right. Swolby already posted it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty neat.
So that's a neat thing for the kids. They'll have a good time with it, obviously. And if you're an adult like me who acts like a kid most of the time, also will be fun. Of course, DJ Dusty Casto is up there as well. He has been playing the hits.
But on the ones and twos.
Oh, on the ones and twos. Yeah, he is also one heck of a drummer, by the way.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
But everything is cleared out down here right now because the football team just showed up. The football team is up at the bonfire, folks, so you can come up and you can interact, ask questions of the kids, of the coaches. They're here. We're here having a good time. We're here to enjoy what Roane County did this year in the regular season and what is possible for them in the postseason.
Ask Coach Bdet why he did not throw the ball on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, go ahead and ask him some questions if you would like. We've always invited people to come up and ask questions.
Hey, Coach, while you're at it, you remember that game 4 years ago?
Yeah, you remember
3rd
that?
and 3.
Well, why did you call that?
Oh, man.
Oh, man, it's good stuff. He did not know that I was going to invite people to Route 33 Steakhouse to ask questions. And when I told him, I said, hey, he's like, what's that camera for? I said, that's for people to come up and ask you questions. He got white as a ghost. He's like, I don't want any questions.
Oh, man.
Well, folks, we are going to go radio silent for a bit, and we're going to hang out here. Again, our show will begin in about 25 minutes. We'll do the radio review live on the radio and, of course, here on Facebook, YouTube. We are not on TikTok because I couldn't figure it out, and Joe's not here. So we're just on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, I guess. But it's going to be a good time, folks. Free food, free drinks, lots of fun to happen, and you've got until 8 o'clock to come out here and enjoy it. The weather's pretty good. Bring a jacket, bring a beanie if you want to, and enjoy this and go talk to this Roane County Raider football team. It's going to be a great night. Ladies and gentlemen who are tuning in, don't freak out. Nope, the building is not on fire, neither is the hillside. That's a bonfire for the pep rally here at Joe Woolweaver Park on U.S. Route 119 on the way to Roane County High School, just past the State Road Garage and right above where the walking trail is here. That is where the bonfire is happening. The Raider boys, or the Raider football team, I shouldn't say boys football team. We do have Ava Bratton on the team, by the way. But the Raider football team has made it here, came in on a rollback. The marching band introducing them with the fight song. They're all up, in fact, right now at the bonfire having a good time. So we invite you to come down here and have a good time. They're offering free food, free drinks. They've got popcorn. They've got hot dogs. We love that they've got coffee right now. And we're getting good coffee given to us. Krista Casto with Wonder Wall Events is doing something that we have never seen before. It is a 360-degree video machine, and you go in there. The kids have been enjoying the heck out of it recently. You go in there and you cheer on the Raiders, and you get a video, a 360-degree video, and she immediately right there can type it in. You can get it airdropped to your phone, or you can get it emailed to you. I was in it already. I'm sure people have now seen my cowbell impression. I need a little more cowbell there. So that's free. You guys can come and enjoy that. Of course, again, Dusty Casto, DJ Dusty, has started a DJing service. That, you know, it's something, John, that I think about all the time. I wasn't going to get you on. Sorry about that. He's in the middle of getting some coffee in. I was thinking about this. Those two have tapped into something very good. People are always, always, always around here asking, does anybody DJ?
Yeah.
And so Dusty said, well, by golly, I'm going to do it. And so he's got all the equipment for that. And then Krista, on top of that, has got this really cool deal going on. And so they can go to parties. They can go to receptions. They can go to wedding receptions, anniversaries, whatever you want. Honestly, they could do just about anything. They could do, oh gosh. You know, when you graduate
Reunions?
like 10 years later. Yeah, reunions. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's been a long week already for me, guys. So, yeah, that's pretty cool that they could do all that stuff. And the kids have already enjoyed the heck out of it. Again, this is a free event to the public, folks. So we invite you to come out here and have a good time and support the Raider football team who is up there at the bonfire right now. That is one heck of a bonfire. Those are my styles, John.
Yeah.
Man.
I can think back to a few years back, Drew.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that because there may be some authorities tuning in and watching. Let's see if we can get Krista over here. Oh, come on. I can't. Listen, I'm butchering the name of this thing.
Oh, it's the Sphere.
It's the Sphere.
Yeah,
I said it's a 360-degree video thingy.
it is. It is West Virginia's first overhead 360-degree thing.
West Virginia's first 360-degree video thingy. It's called the Sphere.
Yeah.
And it is really neat. Obviously, you guys, if you want to know what it is, just go to our Facebook page because Swolby already put it up. I'm sure it's getting a lot of laughter, I hope at least. But the kids have been enjoying the heck out of it, and it's a really neat thing to have.
Let's too, if they're brave enough to get into it.
Yeah, let's just say that the video is kind of like when we have to wake Drew up early if we're leaving early for some event. He's not an early riser most of the time, and that's what he looks like. He's just kind of discombobulated and doesn't know where's up and down, and you know.
I am never alert and awake.
He will drain every last minute of a hotel stay.
Also in view there for just a quick second, the back of Toby Ford, our athletic director's head. We're going to talk with Toby a little bit to begin the show here in about 10 minutes. And we're going to be talking about.
Talk to him now. Let's break some rules.
I don't want to. Listen, we've got a lot of time at 7 o'clock to kill. And we're not going to get Bdet on immediately.
Plenty of time. Plenty.
Well, we're just going to redo the whole thing again.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
Kind of like the whole playoff system.
Right.
Redo.
Well, we're going to put Toby on. Wait, hold on a minute. Let's just hold off.
Wait a minute.
Filing an injunction.
Yeah.
Toby's currently filing his own injunction. I'm joking. Sorry, folks. I'm joking. Don't take that seriously. I shouldn't have even said that.
I know tomorrow at the shop somebody will be like, yeah,
I heard Toby Ford is
Toby filed an injunction.
saying the boys want to play.
Really? Well, I never heard about that.
Folks, we are 10 minutes shy of 7 o'clock. We'll go live on the radio for the Raider Review, episode 13. Again, we'll be back to our normal facility at Route 33 Steakhouse next Wednesday night. Coach Bdet, in fact, was a little upset that we were here tonight, kind of jokingly, by the way. But he said, well, am I still going to get fed? I said, well, I can call it in for you and go get it. And he laughed. So I was like, just get yourself a hot dog here tonight.
Get yourself a hot dog.
So he's getting hot dogs for the meal tonight. And my wallet is not taking the hit for once.
I had my heart set on some salmon. Man, that salmon is so good.
It is really good. So we got a few minutes here, folks. Again, we don't want to invite you down here. It's open until 8 o'clock here tonight. Joe Woolweaver Park. If you're not familiar with that, it's in between. In fact, it's just right past, if you're going to the high school, the State Road Garage.
Listen, if you're going to drive past it, you're not going to miss this
I would imagine you're going to see a big fire up on the hill there.
Yeah.
If you're going from town in, like from the high school to town, what's it past?
You'll pass the high school and Lick Fork Road.
If you've gone to the State Road Garage, you've gone too far.
If you go to the State Road Garage, you've gone too far. Here's some other people pulling in. So we've got some people coming around, and it's going to be a good time. It's already been a good time tonight. It's just everybody that was here at about 5:30 in the pavilion area, as soon as the high school football team showed up, off they went up the hill to the bonfire.
The celebrities rolled in.
They are the celebrities, and that's why we're here tonight to talk about that and be excited about this undefeated regular season. Once again, just the second time in school history for Roane County's football team. And a bonfire / pep rally, getting excited for the impending upcoming, whenever they take place, Class AA playoffs. Is all we know about this whole deal.
Man.
Well, we're going to go radio silent. Let's get ourselves something. I'm going to go get a hot dog or two, and we're going to get ourselves set up for the actual Raider Review in just a second, folks.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
This may be the first time Toby's heard the intro music, John.
That's why we get so fired up before every show.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
It's the way to go, man.
Yep. All we're missing is some cardboard.
We need this music in the booth 360 booth.
Yes. The Sphere.
The Sphere, thank you. It's much better than the 360 video thingy machine.
The 360 video machine.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Raider Review episode number 13. Yes, John?
Wow.
13 episodes in the books. We have a lot more to come, we hope, because we will do this as long as the Raider football team is in the playoffs. We're going to talk about that.
We got an extra week.
We got an extra week to warm up at least and to prep for, we don't know, a matter of 3 different teams. We're not sure. But we are very happy to be joined live here by Athletic Director for Roane County High School, Coach Toby Ford, and we're going to get into it here tonight. We are not, of course, at our normal home away from home, which is Route 33 Steakhouse. There is a big pep rally / bonfire, basically just a huge fun community event for the undefeated regular season for the Raider football team, just the second in school history. So we do invite you to come out. We are live here on the radio and on our Facebook and YouTube channels for the Raider Review. We'll be stuck here at the pavilion at Joe Woolweaver Park. Lots of parking space available down by the walking track. Inside the walking track, there's a bunch of room still for people to come. This place got busy at about 5 o'clock. It didn't officially begin until 6 p.m. here, and that was just, the food, the drinks, all for free here tonight. Sponsored by Handy Mart, Conserve, and lots of cool volunteers here helping with this event. Obviously, there also is a Sphere, is what we call it, is the first ever 360-degree visual, virtual, video taking device thingy. I'm still going to use thingy,
You
John.
forgot above head.
Above head, yes. It's above the head. It's really, really neat thing, though. If you guys haven't seen or don't know what it is, take the opportunity to go on Facebook for us right now on WVRC, and Swolby has posted the video of me inside the Sphere, and I had more cowbell, all right? I did.
I think you should have held it off till 8 to make people get here and see it themselves.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if enough people
Live.
show up, maybe I'll go back in there and do it live.
Delete it, Swolby.
Pull John in there and make sure he does it as well.
You and I are going to both be in there. We're going to go back to back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Yeah, we're going to do
That
that.
might be as much room as there is in there.
We will break the internet. Yeah, I don't know if we can
quads
fit
in
it
there and we go back and then the side.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Let's do this.
With the 4 of us, I don't know if that thing can roll around like it does.
Jaws of life might have
Thank goodness it's on the ground. There's no weight limit for it, actually.
How did these 4 guys get stuck in there?
That would be a call to the EMS. They'd be taking pictures
Jaws
of
of life. Jaws of life, get us out of there.
They'd be taking pictures of that accident right there. We are here, though, at Joe Woolweaver Park. Again, there is a bonfire going on up above us at the extension of the walking trail. They moved a little bit up there. We did it last year, same spot, and they've got it going here. We weren't sure if they were going to be allowed to burn anything here tonight. There was a burn ban last week up late into the week. But a lot of rain came through on Sunday, and, of course, Amy Childress with Spencer Handy Mart and with Conserve. We want to thank her and the entire group of Handy Mart, Conserve, and the rest of them, because they have done this just out of the kindness of their heart, and they're utilizing their area now. And they were on the horn with the U.S. Forestry Department, West Virginia Division. They got the okay as long as the fire trucks were here. So we just figured we'd give them, the boys, a fire truck entrance and just leave them here just in case we need it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. If you've not been over here to the to the park. They've done so many good things with it. You know, they have a great fire pit here, the walking trail. I mean, it's really nice for the community to have something like this. You know, this place sat empty for my whole childhood, basically. You know, there was nothing really going on here, but you know, very thankful for them and thankful for them putting this on for our guys. We did it a couple years ago as well when we were undefeated. And tonight, man, it's just been a great evening with a lot of cool things going on.
Well, let's get into
it. I'm going to echo that also. Roane County High School, thank you for Handy Mart, Amy Childress, and Scott Freshwater, the Conserve, and Mr. Freshwater, Big Dave with Conserve. We can't thank them enough for what they do. And it's not just for the high school people.
Yeah.
I mean, they open us up for the whole community to come, and it's amazing. It's amazing, and we cannot say thank you, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you
the Freshwater family has built up that foundation. Obviously, they have taken over the former COA area, the park there, the baseball field, and they've got big plans for that to utilize for the community. And they're doing big things like that in our community, and we can't thank them enough for all that they continue to do. I was talking with Amy, and I asked her just flat out, I was like, what got you wanting to do this? She was like, that feeling from 1991. And Toby, we were talking about that when the little parade came through here, and I was like, man, I can't wait to ask Toby. Number one, what that felt like for you guys. And think about this. You guys were 15 to 18 years old. You had just won the first ever state championship in Roane County history for Spencer, and you're rolling through in the middle of the night on a fire truck, and the community's out there going nuts for you all.
First, they told us to get off the bus. I stopped at Handy Mart. Actually, at the time was it Handy Mart then?
Oh my goodness, I don't know what it was.
I've always known it as Handy Mart.
Handy Mart, I think.
Anyway, they told us to get off the bus and climb on this fire truck, and of course at the bypass there, and we're like, okay. So we get off the bus and climb on the fire truck, and we go down the bypass, and there's not a soul. We're like, what are we doing? All right, we're champions.
Yes.
And then we get to the stoplight by Wendy's there and turn, and unbelievable.
Yeah.
The whole street was just full. It was like a Black Walnut parade. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And quite the feeling.
Well, that's what's, Amy talked about, feeling and wanting to bring back the sense of community pride and the sense of involvement for the whole county. They've been very active on social media trying to get the rest of the county involved with this, bringing people in here if they can. If you can't make it in, trying to get people to decorate maroon and gold or maroon and silver throughout the county. And I tell you what, sometimes winning helps. You win football games, and sometimes people get involved that normally wouldn't get involved. And this being the second time we've done this in the regular season now in the last couple of years, Toby, Roane County is on the map right now in the state of West Virginia. And we are anxiously, nervously, and excitedly waiting for the second season to begin for Roane County. Give us your take on that, what you know as of right now.
Well, only thing I really know, there's no inside story from anything. I mean, we don't get any news quicker than anybody else, really. I saw the news.
Sometimes you find it on social media
I saw
first.
the story from West Virginia Metro News before we got the email from the SSAC that this weekend was postponed. So, but anyway, the latest, if you haven't heard, the latest, though, is the SSAC is going to take it to the state Supreme Court, file there and say to block the injunction from Wood County that would take the points from block their injunction. It could take 20 minutes to explain it all to you, but anyway, block that injunction and go back to how it was Friday night when the games ended, which would put the teams that got knocked out from the injunction back into the playoffs again. Switch who we play. Looks like it would be Chapmanville if this happened. West Side was one of the teams that got knocked out. They had an injunction filed today, but they withdrew theirs because they were going to file the exact same thing the SSAC is going to file. So they said, we'll put ours on hold, which is good because no one has to hear that now, and just hear the SSAC, the state Supreme Court, as long as that goes through then. But if they say no to the SSAC, then West Side will file theirs, which will make it longer. But who knows what's going to happen for sure, but that's where it stands now. And hopefully they're going to hear that with it tomorrow or Friday we'll hear the news of what's going to happen.
So within the next couple of days, hopefully we have some sort of answers for our kids and for the adults in the room as well. Really just hate this. It's such an unfortunate situation because the only people that are truly, really hurting here are the athletes. And again, you just never can tell when things happen, but it's just an unfortunate situation that we have to deal with. We have to get through, and hopefully sooner than later we will know if it does go back to the original situation, which was after Friday night. We did all the numbers. Tailgate Central, John, is so good at updating immediately. They've got the format ready to go, and it looked as if Roane County, as the 2 seed, would host Chapmanville, 5-5, who would have been the 15th seed. They bumped up to 12, by the way, in that second set of rankings. So they would be 15. Chapmanville would come to Roane County for the opening round game. Now, what that would do, I can't ask Bdet about this because he'd be like, we're working with one game at a time. But if Roane County were perhaps to take the victory in the first game, you're just looking at those second-round matchups, John. We really like that second set because you were looking at South Harrison, Wayne, 2 very heavily run-based teams.
Right.
Some teams that, maybe not be peaking as much, although Wayne getting healthy.
Right.
But now, if you happen to beat Chapmanville, if those numbers stay, then you're looking at a possible meeting with the Scott Skyhawks, who are playing better than just about anybody right now in the state. They just got a big win over Williamstown.
Yeah, they're playing tough. I watched their games earlier in the season. They had a quarterback. Of course, they graduated quite a few All-Staters from last year's team, but they got a quarterback transferred in from Chapmanville. It took him a little while to kind of get his feet wet, but they look like a team that's kind of, got it all going at the right time, kind of the way that Roane County does. And that'd be an interesting matchup because they're big, they're strong, they're physical, they're kind of a mirror of what we do. It would be interesting to see them.
Well, it's like what Toby said off the air just a second ago. He's like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You got to play them all if you're wanting to get to where you want to be. If you play Scott, whether you play Wayne, whether you play South Harrison, if you want to go to the state championship, you'd have to fight through somebody anyway.
Right.
Well, that's all we know again. We know that we are on hold for, at the moment, the state playoffs for football. Obviously, Class Single A volleyball is on hold indefinitely at the moment. I'll be heading tomorrow, first thing in the morning, to Charleston to cover the state championship matches between AA, AAA, and Quad A, so those will take place. Toby, what else is on the docket for Roane County? Obviously, most of the fall sports have concluded. There are a couple things still on the docket for you guys, and then we're looking at going into winter sports. First off, the cheerleading squad had a big event this past week, and they got another one tomorrow.
The cheerleading squad had their regional competition last Saturday at Parkersburg High School. They went and performed and did fairly well for what we did, and we're proud of them and what they did and how they ended up. And now they have another competition. And it's strange. The conference competition is after the regional competition, which is I've never understood that one. But that's just how the cheerleading works. So tomorrow at Roane County High School, we are hosting the LKC cheerleading competition. It starts at 6 o'clock. The doors open at 5. So if you want to come to that, I suggest being there at
2 p.m.
4:30, yeah, something like that. But the doors will open at 5 to get if you want to get in line to get in. It will be crowded. There's 14 teams coming. It'll be a long evening, but it'll be an exciting evening. And if you've never seen a cheerleading competition, these girls compete.
Yeah, they do.
They compete.
Yeah, they're athletes. They're very good athletes. So,
yes.
If you can't make it to the event or you don't want to fight the crowds, folks, we are able to say officially right now that WVRC will be there tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. We will have live coverage on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, I hope, if I can get Joe to fix that problem for me. And we will cover the LKC cheerleading competition live. Now, with cheerleading comes music. With music comes copyright issues. So if something happens to happen, I'm going to say it tonight and tomorrow. If something happens on Facebook that we get knocked off of Facebook, we won't get knocked off of YouTube. We'll just get copyright sharing, whatever it is. So if we happen to be on there tomorrow night and you're watching us on Facebook and we get bumped off, jump over real quick to YouTube channel for us, and you should be able to watch it the rest
One
of the
thing real quick, I know Drew doesn't know a whole lot about cheerleading, the routines and things
I do not.
that way, but good friend of ours, Sammy Lawson. She is the Spencer Middle School cheerleading coach. She's agreed to come on and, kind of hold our hand and walk us through that.
That would be great.
So she's excited for that. Of course, Toby Wagner's daughter.
Yep.
So very cool. But, yeah, she's looking forward to coming and helping out tomorrow evening.
So that is taking place again tomorrow at 6 p.m. up at Roane County High School inside the Castle building. Toby, what else is on the docket? We've got winter sports on the way. Give us some time, some dates, all things started, and first competitions.
Man, you've got me stumped.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say, of course, girls basketball has already started. It started this week practice-wise. Man, I would say I can't tell you a date. I'm going to say next week probably. After 2 weeks of practice, probably the following week. So Thanksgiving week, probably have a scrimmage somewhere in there for them. And then the boys would probably have one the first week of December. Boys basketball starts next Monday coming up, and then wrestling also starts Monday coming up.
Boys basketball first game home against Ripley, December the 10th.
Okay.
The game.
Yep. Not sure about who they scrimmage yet, but Ripley coming to Roane County. Man, I looked up the boys' schedule today.
There's some good ones on there.
Some very good teams. You're looking down Webster, Hoover, a couple times. Scott, Doddridge, South Harrison, always really good. Ravenswood, Buffalo, a lot of good teams. We only played Calhoun one time this year.
And Polka is now in our conference, and they asked to get on our schedule this year. I told them we didn't have room, but they will be in our future pod.
Right.
So we'll be playing Polka twice, and then Buffalo twice, and Ravenswood twice.
Oh, wow.
And it's a heck of a pod, and Clay and Braxton. So it's a
we
good
don't
pod.
have Charleston Catholic, though.
No, that's right.
Okay.
So only in the region. Only in the region.
Yeah, no big deal.
When are we going to play the Cavs, or like what? Might as well throw them in there. I hear they're doing pretty well in the NBA right now.
I was going to say, if you want to pick a team like that, pick a good team. But you're right, they're pretty good right now.
But it's nonstop. It just rolls along and go right into the next. So we're excited, and of course, if you're not following along and you don't know that football is still playing, there's something wrong with you. So we still have cheerleading, one more competition, and then football in the fall, and we'll be done with the fall sports.
We're heading into the winter sports. I just got a message from head coach Shandy White. She said, yes, scrimmage 21st of November, 6 p.m. against Point Pleasant.
So that's Thanksgiving week.
Yes, you were right, Toby. You were right.
It's the week before.
Is that the week before?
Yeah,
the week up?
Yeah, there's the 28th is Thanksgiving.
First game is at Webster County. That is the 3rd of December. So the first game for them, of course, we know that the first outing for the wrestling team is the Gary Bender Invitational.
December
That's the
7th. Yep.
So that is what's coming up. Well, Toby, thank you so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the night here, and have fun with this pep rally and this bonfire, buddy.
Thank you, Drew, and thanks for continuing for doing what you do with WVRC Sports.
Now we will absolutely do it, folks. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got Coach Paul Bdet on the docket here in just a second.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Got some fireworks going there, John. I don't know if you can see that off in the distance. Not just a bonfire.
No, you can't see it because Swolby is not Katie.
Yeah, if he had thought about it, he would know that right there you're good to go.
Oh, it's over there.
Oh, the coffee.
Over there by the popcorn.
Swolby can go get some coffee.
Swolby will get
Coach
you one.
Bdet. Oh, there they are. Okay, see? He finally figured it out, by the way, that when you hear fireworks, you got to go with the
Swolby
fireworks.
know what you need. Okay.
Yeah, Swolby can get you some coffee there, Coach Bdet.
Nah, just black like my woman.
Don't split this coffee.
Yeah, don't spit in the coffee, please, if you don't mind. So So again, good talking with athletic director Toby Ford about, of course, the cheerleading squad from last Saturday in the regional, and then of course coming up tomorrow night is the LKC cheer competition. Again, we at WVRC are very happy to announce that we will be covering that live on Facebook, YouTube, hopefully TikTok, because we know that you can play music on TikTok with copyright with no problem.
Why
Facebook,
is that?
I don't know anything when it comes to that. I just know that Facebook are a bunch of meanies when it comes to copywritten music. YouTube, though, we should be able to stay live on throughout no matter what. And so if we do get bumped off tomorrow night at the cheer competition on Facebook that you're watching, jump over to our YouTube channel. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for you there. And, of course, we are waiting, maybe perhaps I would say I am waiting impatiently at this point for the word from the higher-ups, the SSAC, the state courts, and everybody, all the adults who are supposed to be in charge that are really making it hard for our kids right now. Coach Paul Bdet, very happy to be joined by you here at this really fun special event. Again, Amy Childress and the crew at Conserve Handy Mart, they do such a wonderful job of promoting the youth in this county, and they just continue to do big things. They did this a couple years ago for the undefeated regular season team. This is bigger. This is a lot cooler because they brought in the sphere, the 360 video up above your head or whatever it is. If you guys don't know what it is, go to our Facebook account. There's a video of me trying it out, and it is hilarious, I imagine. You guys finished practice, Coach, and you got on the rollback, came on over here with a nice greeting, headed up to the Bonfire for a little bit there. Let's talk about people want to know your response to what is happening right now when it comes to the uncertainty of when the playoffs are going to happen, and for you guys trying to scheme for a possibility of 3 separate teams. You don't even know now who you're going to be playing at this point.
Yeah, it's aggravating. Friday night we went to bed thinking that we were going to be playing Chapmanville. Saturday night we go to bed thinking that we're playing Moorfield. We go to a meeting on Sunday. We scheduled times and place for Moorfield, and then just as we all expected after we left the meeting on Sunday, yesterday, everything was delayed, and you don't know what's going on. It's just sad. It's sad because our kids need to be participating in one way or the other. I guess in essence you consider this a bye week. But when you've been hitting a stride for the last 6 games, and you feel like you're getting better and better each week, it's not the time you really want to have a bye week. But it's not just us; it's everybody. So the bad thing right now is just everything you read is confusing. Before we got on the air, I just read that they're playing play-in games on Saturday, and then you read that there's a writ of prohibition to the state Supreme Court that would put the ratings back to what they were Friday night after the game. So I don't know. It's out of our control, and we tell our kids all the time, don't try to control anything that's not controllable by us, by you. So we've just been focusing on us this week, and we've done a good job of doing that this year, I feel. So today was a little bit different. Yesterday we were to work and focused on Moorfield. Not that we weren't focused today, but we backed it off on the kids a little bit, let them have a little bit of fun. They love playing the punt game, and that's something that we use for conditioning sometimes throughout the summer, let them have a good time and run around and get some cardio in. So they requested that today, and I thought, you know what, why not? So we spent about 25 minutes of them running around, acting like goobers on the field, playing punt game and enjoying themselves. But we were focused before that, and then we got back to some focus after that. So just got to kind of take it with a grain of salt, I feel like, and just make sure that our kids understand. Here was my message to them Tuesday evening after practice. Don't let what's out of our control impede the progress that we've had each and every week for the last 6 weeks, and don't let it get in our way of our mission to where we want to go. And I think they accepted that pretty well and understand where I'm coming from. So, again, I told somebody the other day, I believe it was Jim Cooper, that I'm thankful to have a mature group who understands circumstances and are able to turn it off and turn it on. So if you're dealing with a young group, it could be a little bit more difficult, but these guys are mature. They've been in the fire a lot, and so I feel like I can talk to them like adults for sure.
Well, John has spoken to that numerous times over the year, this group and their maturity level when it comes to the game of football. And as they do, they take things one play at a time, one game at a time. They never really think ahead too much. They never look back too much. They just play and stay in the moment, don't they, John?
Yeah, they do. They're, football IQ, Coach and I talked about this the other day. Their football IQ is there. What he puts into the offense, what Coach Bdet puts into the offense, and Cody, they put into the offense, these guys just seem to pick it up. With Coach now working with the offensive linemen, you can see through the games how they end up absolutely dominating, after they figure out what's in front of them. So a very, very smart group of guys and a driven group of kids. And we talked about it after the Poca game. It kind of everything seemed to switch, and it was just a focus like we hadn't seen. Go back to last week's game. That was a very focused group that wanted to put a stamp on the end of the season against Ripley.
Well, Coach, when we talk about the opponent upcoming that you don't really know, what does that do for the preparation for you guys as a staff? Do you guys spend some extra time looking at huddle in different teams, or because there really is no way to focus on one of them right now? You got to find some tendencies maybe to work on in the off week.
Well, we have completely broken down Moorfield and had a game plan ready for Moorfield, because from Saturday night until Tuesday, that was the opponent. So we were at practice on Monday, and we spent all day Sunday, and all day Monday until the kids got there, fine-tuning our plan and what we wanted to do, and we started implementing that Monday at practice, and then obviously yesterday at practice. But it's up in the air. If ratings go back to where they were at the end of the game on Friday, then it's Chapmanville. And so we've started trying to take a peek at Chapmanville, and eventually we'll try to start putting a plan together for them, and you just don't know, and that's the aggravating part, especially from a coach's standpoint, especially a coach who possibly has some OCD tendencies and likes to make sure that everything is on schedule and the way it's supposed to be. Not that there's anything that bugs me about when it's not, but it's just it's tough. It makes it tough, and the kids too. The kids getting a rhythm. They know what Mondays are, they know what Tuesdays are, they know what Wednesdays are, they know what Thursdays are. And then of course by Friday they're ready to go. They know, they understand, and it's time to get after it. And to take them out of that, it makes it tough on that too. But again, like I said earlier, we're not the only fish in the bowl, so everybody's dealing with it. And you're getting conflicting reports now of playing game Saturday, or we go to the Supreme Court. Just want answers. We want an answer, and we'll be able to get after it.
The hope is that the answers will come officially by Friday. If that does take place, that will give you guys at least the understanding of a whole weekend to get yourself set up for whoever it may be, and we'll just back this thing up 1 week. As not good as that is, 1 week would be the absolute maximum. We do not want to go into any further because that's when things get really bad. That's when scheduling becomes a nightmare. That's when things are just horrible. So let's hope that heads prevail, cooler heads prevail, and let's hope the adults up there in the room get things taken care of, whatever way it is, and let's move on and move into the playoffs, be it Moorfield or be it Chapmanville. We are live at Joe Woolweaver Park. Again, folks, you've still got about a half hour to come down here, hang out. There's free food. They've got coffee, water, pop. They've got some popcorn. They've got hot dogs and some chips. It's all free. Get yourself in the sphere. If you don't know what that is, go onto Facebook and look at my video of attempting to cheer it on. At least I had more cowbell, folks. We're going to come back here. We're going to talk about the season of the regular season for Coach Paul Bdet and this Roane County team. The reason we are off-site from our normal situation. We'll be back in just a bit.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
The passion is still there for all of us. We just, I would imagine that we're very similar to just about everybody else around the state of West Virginia right now, especially those teams who have been in the playoffs, John, knew we were going to be in the playoffs, knew, 7-8 weeks in that we were probably going to have a home game. We just want to go. We want to get this going, and I'm sure there's a lot of these teams that had no dog in this injunction fight that were just like, let's go. Let's play some football.
Absolutely. On the outside looking in, I was upset because of it, just like, come on, man. Momentum, I talked about that earlier. Coach Bdet touched on that. When your guys are playing at a certain level, you want to continue that. And you're building up for the playoffs. And man, the last 2 weeks, that was playoff kind of football for us, for Roane County. And to keep that thing going, I was excited for it, and like I said, I talked to Coach. I came out and I said, "Hey, are we off? Are we off this week?" And he's like, "I don't know." So he grabbed his phone, looked at it, and said, "Well, Toby's tried to call me." So it was kind of a.
We walked about 20 yards further.
Yeah,
and Coach May said, "Look at this.
We're done for the week."
Yeah.
And I thought Coach took it better than he should have. He said, "You know what? At least we're still in this thing. We're still going to be suiting up because we could be packing up our equipment, and that's absolutely true."
A good way of looking at it when you get that initial.
But it was such a man.
It's a kick. Yeah. It's a gut kick. It's a gut punch for a lot of us. But again, as Coach Bdet said, you can only control what you can control, and that is your mentality. Each and every week, whether it be an off week this week now, it's a bye week for Roane County, and hopefully we get back to playing next week. Jeff Hammock mentioned, he said, those boys love you, Coach Bdet, and that is the big thing that we want to talk about. The reason we're here tonight is another 10-0 season in the regular season. That's 2 in the last 3 years. Is that correct? 3 years or 43 years?
I think Meatloaf said that.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, said Meatloaf. Well, I look back to the start of this program, the start of this school in 1993, and we bumped up to Class AAA relatively quickly in the existence of the school. We spent a lot of time in a place we didn't need to be, the MSAC. John and Paul both played in that conference. They knew well and good that we had no business playing in that conference, but you do what you do, you play who you play. And Roane County hit a lot of hard times there in the first 10 to 15 years of their existence. And then it started to change a little bit in the mid-2000s, got ourselves a playoff berth, And then in the 2010s, it started off with a really nice bang. 2010 was the final year for Coach Tom Hardman, and they got a big postseason. And then Coach Bdet comes in, takes over the program, and it just continues to elevate. Now, again, there were some hard times in the mid part of the 2010s, but what Coach Bdet has always talked about this year is that resetting of the program in about 2021, the group that came through there who had all of the hard times. And it built so quickly and so well that we ended up getting ourselves a 10-0 season for the first time in school history. And now we look at the second one in just a couple of years. And this group has a mentality that they want more than just the postseason. They want more than just an undefeated regular season. They want more than even a quarterfinal appearance. We've done all that now, Coach, because of the consistency that has continued to be built from the mid-2000s through your tenure here now, year 14. And again, I look back to that comment from Jeff Hammock. He said, those boys love you. Well, there is the reason for your all's program success. It starts at that level.
When I took over in 2011, nobody applied to be the head football coach other than me. So the choice was
pretty clearly
easy, I think. However, I just assumed that there would be 5 or 6 candidates. I put together a pamphlet of how I think I would run the program if I were the head coach, and I still have one of those today in my office at school. And in the opening page of that pamphlet, it says this program will be built on love. And man, has it ever done that? You know, these kids have bought into it. It was bought into immediately in 2011. And of course, being there and being an assistant, it made a big deal. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
The kids knew me. They knew who I was. They knew what type of coach I was. So the transition was really easy. And Coach Hardman, I give him a lot of props for that. I mean, he kind of, you know, what am I trying to say? He kind of gave me the way to set me up, not set me up for the job, but to get me ready to be a head coach.
Exactly.
He kept giving me more and more responsibilities, and you know, he groomed me. That's the word I was looking for. And but man, it just, you know, I would like for somebody to just a normal person that has nothing to do with the program, just be sitting on our couch after practice one day.
Yeah.
And listen to the most of the team stop by the office on the way out and say, hey, Coach, I love you. Or coaches, I love you. And that's what it's about. You know, and I've said it all along, winning's great. Nobody wants to win more than I do. I'm so competitive. We can't play games at our house. But that's the important part.
Yeah.
The important part is that the kids get it and they understand why we do it. I don't think it's any secret that we're not getting rich out here as coaches.
Yeah.
You know, we do it because we love the kids. We do it because we love the sport, and to get the love back from the kids is what makes it so important. And the kids play for each other. I had a great compliment after the game Friday night. One of the Ripley coaches said, hey, man, it's an awesome program. You've built it. You've done it right. Your kids don't care about individual accolades, and you can see it. They care about winning, and they care about each other. And, man, that's exactly how you want it to be. You know, you're going to get your individual stuff, but you ain't got to go out there and show that's what you're about.
Yeah.
Right. Go out there and play the game and be a team, and
The wins will come.
The wins will come. The individual and team accolades will come, but just go play as a team. That's what matters the most.
Well, this group we have a special bond with, John and myself, obviously, as you know, we got with these kids when they were very, very young at the midget league level, and we were able to help try to mold and shape them and foster a love of the game of football at that point. And then, like proud papas, we just kind of opened the wings, let them fly, and see what happens. And it's been fun on the other side of it to be fans of theirs, to watch them grow, and then be broadcasters of theirs, to watch the groups that we have. And again, we're talking about not just the senior class, although that was the first real big group that we followed all the way through, but then some juniors and some sophomores that we still had an impact with. That is the whole group of kids that we still had at that level, and to watch them do what we knew they were capable of and to keep building. Although I'm not saying I didn't trust them always, but they certainly made it fun to try to trust them at times, because they're a fun group of guys. As you said, they enjoy messing with each other, harassing each other in a fun way. At Coach Bdet's face, if you guys are not watching, yeah, he's like, oh, yes, they certainly do that.
They will test every limits of a coach, I promise.
And they did, always growing up, but it was always fun to know that when it came down to between the white lines and from the opening kick to the final buzzer, that they were going to give you everything they had. And what we've seen this year is a good bit of that. They focused at the right time and got things rolling, as John said at Polka. And they have just hit a stride that I just knew was there. I've told John about my fears about this group, you know, but he's always said to me, oh, you have. I mean, you always said, just give it time. They're going to be fine. They're going to get it lubed up and ready to go where they need to go. And that's exactly what they started to do at that Polka game. And, John, they have just done what we knew they were capable of from that moment on. And the great thing about it is when Coach Bdet says to us, we still haven't peaked.
Well, yeah, and it's true. It is true. Watching these guys play so much, being around these kids for so long, coaching them, and all those things that go along with it, they have not peaked. Coach is right. They play for each other. That's why they win. Selfless. Clay Walker just absolutely pulverizing people out of the backfield when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. Shea's doing the same thing, and Lane does the same. But Jacob Greathouse playing quarterback, if he gets a chance to get out and block for his guys, he's going to get downfield and block for them. It's just a selfless group of kids that they've won. They've won pretty much their whole entire life. They know how to win. I think that's probably why they're still so hungry, and it's an opportunity for them to leave a major stamp on an unbelievable career at the high school level. It's just been so much fun to watch, and just they blow your mind, week to week. And we talked about this just throughout the years. If these guys stick together and these guys keep doing this what they're doing, wait till they get to high school.
And by and large, that group has stuck together from bottom to top, from offense to defense, from skill position players to linemen who have been, again, unbelievable. Now Coach Burdette's going to take all the credit for the offensive linemen. It's just been a fun ride this year for us, obviously, and the ride is just beginning because it is the second season. This is where you elevate your level of play, and this is a group that you can be confident, I think, Coach, that they are going to elevate the level of their play. They may be getting close to peaking at the right time. You're hoping that it happens now, not on the 7th of December, but whenever that takes place, hopefully you guys are there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. And, we talk every year at the beginning of summer when the official date starts that we can start summer practices, which now, with new legislation, we got 32 days of flex days, so you can start anytime you want.
Can you file an injunction?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, evidently.
It's the Wild West out here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just file an injunction and start practice January the 5th. We set goals, and obviously the first goal that's set every year is 1-0. That's been our motto. We kind of took that motto over in 21.
Right.
We said, hey, man, only thing that matters is being 1-0. And Shadrack, that's the guy. Wherever he's at, he's coaching now. We said, hey, let's get, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to beat this St. Mary's team and to get ourselves in the right action? And he said, hey, man, let's just be 1-0. And I said, I like that. And it's stuck ever since. And, the next goal that was put on the board was leadership. That's the first time we put leadership on the board as a goal. And I said I like it because we need leadership. Whether it's you lead by example or you lead by speaking, we need leadership. I read some time ago that, good teams, bad teams are led by nobody, good teams are led by the coach, and great teams are led by players. Mm-hmm. And, we got a lot of guys that lead by example. I'm not in the huddle on the field, so I'm not sure what's being said. But I'll tell you, inside the locker room or at practice, there's not a lot that's said. Mm-hmm. If you walked in our locker room before a ball game, you'd think these guys aren't ready. 10 years ago, it would have driven me nuts. Because Coach May was talking today, and he was right. He said, "Man, these guys are just a different breed from what we were." You could look in those guys' eyes in 2012, 2013, and you could see the intensity. You could see the ready to play. These guys are just, what I mean? Like,
it's between the whistles.
It is.
Noah Jett is one of those guys that I look back to, and he could be just messing around in between the plays, and then the play happens. He makes the tackle in the backfield. He gets up, high-fiving his guys, and he's right back to Noah Jett.
Yeah.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we've got a whole offense and defense full of them.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't bother me because I know who they are. I know how they function, and I know – at kickoff, it's going to be a go.
Yeah.
And I've never stepped out on the field with a doubt with this group of kids. And they're a special group. They really are. And and I knew, I watched them when you guys were coaching them. I knew what was there. I knew what was coming. And to say I didn't look forward to those guys getting there would be a lie. To say I haven't looked forward to this year would be a lie. And, they're going to leave, no matter what happens in the postseason, they're going to leave Roane County High School as the absolute most winningest group of seniors to ever walk the halls at Roane County High School with a regular season record of 37-3.
Yeah,
just amazing.
Pretty phenomenal, really. And they got a chance to put a stamp on it with what they do here in the postseason in 24.
absolutely.
We're going to talk about that here in just a second. We are here at Joe Woolweaver Park, and we are celebrating with a pep rally, bonfire, all sorts of fun stuff for the regular season 10-0, but we got more on the docket for Roane County football. Hopefully we know at some point this week when they're going to take the field again.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Asking Athletic Director Toby Ford, hey, any new updates between 30 minutes ago and now? He said, yep, whole season's canceled. Postseason canceled, Roane County #1. Just like COVID. Well, we make fun because that's how chaotic it is.
Never want to relive that.
Never again do we want to relive
Never.
A COVID season. Well, Coach Paul Bdet had to live through a COVID season, obviously.
Well, I'll tell you, listen, it feels like it right now.
He had told me so many times that of course it was every day we didn't know if we were playing or not playing. But I remember we were supposed to play North Marion. I'm in Walmart getting something to write or something to keep my notes on. And he calls and says, well, that's it. We're not playing. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And he's like, no, I'm serious. And I'm like, okay, yeah, right. Okay, I'll see you in 20 minutes. He's like, oh, listen, I'm not lying this time. And
that was the first one, wasn't it?
I still didn't believe it.
Yeah, that was the first one that got canceled.
Yeah.
Well, for those who don't know, the lighter side of Coach Paul Bdet, he makes fun of his guys for being, cut-ups. He's got a bit of a sense of humor, but it's a morbid sense of humor, by the way.
Oh, gosh.
My goodness. He has told me every year for 8 years now, 9 years, that he's done doing the show with us. He's never coming back. He swore it this time because we moved it on him. And now he's mad when we don't do it at Route 33.
Yeah, I didn't get my burger.
Yeah, how's the popcorn, right?
I didn't even get a hot dog.
Looks like they're shutting stuff down. We're not going to get one.
Here I am.
I'm sorry, Coach. I'll tell you what, I'll run you up there after this.
Belly's growling right now.
We'll be back there next week. You can get yourself a nice burger and fries. But I'll tell you, he has done that to us. And to the point where when he calls you and says we're not having a game, you're like, yeah, whatever. You're just joking.
Telling you, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was like, dude, whatever. I'll see you in 20 minutes. Nope, I'm serious this time. I swear to you.
The worst one he ever did.
That was a good one, Drew. It wasn't the worst. It was a good one.
Oh, yeah. The worst one was when he said that he got fired and that he was done and he doesn't know why. And I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Because he usually gets back to me, within some amount of time that doesn't make me stress. But I was like, you better be joking. And I didn't hear from him for another 3 hours.
Radio silent.
And I got very nervous to the point where I messaged John, and he's like, I'm sure that's not true. Oh, gosh. And so that's where my gray hairs come from, many of those, for the morbid humor that Coach Paul Bdet spews to me.
I got to have fun somewhere.
Let his hair down.
Well, it has been a great regular season, obviously, Coach. Are there any things that pop out to you? I mean, again, when you're in the midst of a ball game, obviously you can't maybe you could like cash it away in the back of your mind when something happens. Are there any of those like big moments though within games throughout this year that you just look back at and you're like, oh yeah, that was a massive moment, whether it be in a game or throughout the whole season?
I mean, there have been so many of them in each and every game, but if one, it was recent, so it's still in my mind, but if one play would stand out to me, it would be Lane's touchdown at North Marion.
Yeah.
You know, we had played pretty solid defense the whole game, and hey, that one meant, they all mean something, but that one really meant something for everybody in here, I think, just because, you know, we felt like we were kind of robbed in 22, and not by North Marion, just when Skylar got hurt and we were up against it, and you know, they scored late, they block a punt, and they end up beating us, and then of course last year, these guys know it. I think last year when we played North Marion, it was kind of it kind of put us on a downhill slope in our season after that game. I mean, I don't think there's any surprise on that. These guys know it. They would admit to it. And so it just felt like 2 years in a row that those guys had got us, you know, and had maybe not like been that game that ended our season, but ended our season.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a big deal to go up there and get a win against a great quality program.
Yeah.
Not just a good opponent, against a great quality program. Coach Hayes does it right. He and I are good friends, and we talk back and forth all the time. And he knew what it meant for us to come up there and get a win, and he did everything he could to not to allow it to happen. But you know, I think he would probably say, "Hey, man, I'm glad you got that one."
Yeah.
You know, that's a real marquee win for our program, and one that'll be remembered for a long time, and hopefully one that helps propel us, you know, to the next level. That's what we're about this year. That's where we want to be. And I never told my guys, but we talked a couple times this year. But I told him, I said, you know, I talked to a coach who's got a great program, has been in the state championship game, and he said that when he got his guys to take Tuesday and Wednesday as seriously as they did Friday, he knew that they were ready to go play a championship.
Yeah.
That was Darren Hayes that told me that.
Yeah.
And these guys are there. We're, you know, listen, the last couple of weeks, the last part of the season here, Tuesday and Wednesday has been as good as I could think of. And we had one snafu maybe in the middle of the North Marion week, but you know, maybe it was just them being them. It was probably a little bit of me being me. But we had a little
Self-reflection is a wonderful thing.
We had a little meeting in the middle of practice, and
I love that we know this.
And they know what it meant.
Yeah.
They know what it meant. And in fact, one of them brought it up there when we were talking at the pep rally. They were asking me what one of my most memorable moments was, or a funny moment from the season. And somebody in the back goes, "Tell them about the 40 up downs." So they get it.
Yeah.
They get it. And you know, that was a great week, and that was a huge play. And I got to give credit where credit's due. You know, Lane and Colton Starcher said, "Coach, listen, if we would run this and keep it, it's there."
Yeah.
And so when we got back in it in the second half, and when we hit it, it was there.
Well, it was pretty.
It was pretty, and now it's a staple of the set. And hey, I like it.
As John,
I like it. Any play that scores, I like.
He saw 11 black jerseys, and he could see the front of the jerseys.
Well, there's no lie. In fact, Lane ran by the one guy who then took off running the opposite direction because he thought Shea had the ball.
Yeah.
Yep. So
within the framework of the season, at the moment that it happened to, and within the framework of that game itself and how big it was to propel you guys on to that big victory, 9th of the season, to stay undefeated, all that within, that was a tremendous moment in the regular season. Well, what is to come in the postseason, we don't know, folks. We're looking forward to seeing more big plays, more excitement. We just don't know right now, and that's the frustrating part about it for all of us. But again, I think that I'm going to take Coach Bdet's advice and control what we can control here and just relax and wait until it comes out and whatever happens. Then we'll get ready for whoever that is.
Absolutely. I'm, really frustrated to start, but when you think about it, okay, it's going to play out how it does, and everybody's in the same position that we are. But it's going to let me get out of town a little earlier. And
that's one thing that John is going to be doing.
I've got to get out of town a little bit earlier. Tyson's going to get a chance to wrestle in Findlay, Ohio. So
I was so ready to go to that.
I was thinking to myself, how am I? Okay, so I'm leaving right after the game, I guess, and it's about a 4.5-hour drive.
It's a poke over there to Findlay.
Yeah. So
through there.
So that's going to just free me up after wrestling practice is over on Friday evening. I'm going to get a chance to go because I don't know how many I'll get a chance to go with.
Yeah,
having a couple middle schoolers and another high schooler wrestling. So
yeah, we do wish Tyson the best of luck, obviously, in his first ever collegiate tournament and open up there in Findlay. So that's very exciting. I hope that he can stay focused enough, John, that is, to get good video, because I was going to go, but there's just no way with my schedule.
Listen, I don't get too crazy when it comes to matches. That's on his mom.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I hope you film, not her. Well, Coach, what's the rest of the week for you guys like now that you know that there will not be a game this week? What is practice like? Just going to be similar to an off week?
Yeah, it's business as usual. During an off week, we take a couple days off. We're not in that position right now. We've got to continue working and continue to try to get better each and every day. And the physicality may back off a little bit, but the work, the time will still be put in, and make sure that these guys are where they need to be, and get guys back to healthy. And not that we're really crazy banged up, but a little bit of rest is good rest. But like I told John the other day, Drew, as aggravating as it is, there's a lot of teams that turned their equipment in yesterday.
Yeah, they didn't have to wait for any injunction.
So we're very fortunate, and very, very fortunate to be sitting at 10-0 with another remarkable season, and that's hats off to these kids. And they've been crazy dedicated, man. And this thing started. But in our post-game speech last Friday, I said, today's November 8th. It's almost been exactly a year to the day to where the only thing I've been thinking about was this team and what we could do. November 10th last year, we got beat by Independence, and when I got home, I couldn't wait till this year.
Yeah.
And it's all we've thought about. It's all we've worked for. Back in the weight room, the first day usually we wait till the first full week in January when we get back from school. This year, as soon as we come back to school, we were in the weight room. As soon as baseball and track was over in the spring, we were flex practice. That started May the 20th.
Yeah.
And, it's not been every day since then, but it's been consistent. These guys have worked. They've put the time and the sacrifice and the dedication into what we're doing, and now we got to finish.
Yeah.
We got to finish. And that was a word that kind of popped in my brain last week. I always try to find some time to just sit down and not focus on X's and O's, but just focus on that week and what it means to our guys and what it means to our program. And last week, I really felt like the focus was finish, and for a couple reasons. Number one, finish the season.
Yeah.
It had been a long season. They all are, but there's a lot of stress, whether the kids will admit it. Maybe they don't feel it. I do.
This group may not.
I feel it. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of anxiety for me that goes into each and every week. Jim Cooper hates to talk to me, and I know he does, because every week he'll say, hey, what about this opponent? And I'll say, hey, they're a good football team. That's how I am as a football coach. I feel like I'm humble, and I take everybody seriously.
Yep.
That's the 1-0 motto. And so each and every week I take those teams seriously, and I want to make sure that we're doing everything we need to do to be prepared to win a ball game.
Yeah.
And, so there's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of time, a lot of effort. And last year at this point in time, I was drained. I was ready for a break, and that's the truth of it. I didn't want to be done, but when it was over, I was happy to be done because I needed it.
Yeah.
I don't feel that this year.
Yeah.
The energy's there, the excitement's there. The kids are still there every day, and I think that's probably the biggest reason is these guys are still excited and they still want it. And you can see it in the way they practice. You can see it in the way they carry themselves. There's a lot of work left out there to do, and we're just excited to be able to do it. At some point in time, we're going to be able to do it.
A humble and confident program for Rowan County. We're so excited to get back on the field. We hope that it's next week. We don't care who the opponent is. Nameless, faceless, we'll be prepared for whoever it is if it is next week. John, you always get the final word. I would ask for the meteorology report, but it doesn't matter on Friday night, except for you because you're going to be driving, John.
I'll tell you this, though. It's going to rain tomorrow, baby. It's going to rain tonight and tomorrow night, John.
Well, listen.
Well, Farmer Burdette's feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, he's feeling really good about that.
Water, buddy.
Final word, just thankful for this, thankful for the opportunity for our community to reach out and give our kids something very cool, something they're going to remember forever.
Yeah.
Just thankful for what we're able to do as a community for our football guys, and thankful for them for all the hard work that they've put in. Coaches, guys behind the scenes, players, everybody, just very thankful.
Well, that will do it for us here tonight. I want to thank again Amy Childress and the rest of the crew here for what they do and what they continue. They'll continue to do this, too, Coach.
I need to say that too, Drew. So thankful for Amy and Scott and the whole Freshwater family for giving to this community what they've done the last 2 or 3 years, especially for me and my program. I'm sure you guys have seen the pictures that she's been putting on Facebook from Handy Mart. That's the 3rd year in a row they've come out and done that work with our seniors and just giving those kids something extra for the work and the time that they've put in. And it's so much appreciated, and I just want to be able to put that out there and say it again. Words can't say it enough. So
it's been a wonderful night here at Joe Woolweaver Park. Don't forget, folks, stay tuned. Follow us on Facebook. The information is coming. We hope that it comes sooner than later. We'll know who it's going to be and what time it's going to be, what day it's going to be. And at that point, you guys better be prepared out there to plan on making the trip to County Stadium. It is not that far if you live in Rowan County. Trust me. There's nowhere that it's more than 45 minutes to get to Rowan County's County Stadium. So we hope that everybody decides to make the trip here in the opening round of the Class AA playoffs whenever that may be.
We'll talk about packing the stadium more next week.
Yes, we'll do that next week. We'll be back at Route 33 Steakhouse. Coach Bdet will be back to getting his his hamburger and his fries at that point. That'll do it for us here tonight. Thanks again to Amy Childress, the rest of the crew at Conserve and Handy Mart for inviting us over. Thanks to Krista over there with Wonderwall Events with the Sphere that she brought out here, the first ever 360 digital video recorder. Oh, sorry about that. I can't even hear now. Appreciate her doing that. DJ Dusty up there as well. Thanks to the fire department and all the volunteers for helping us here at the Pep Rally /Bonfire /Raider Review, episode number 13.